District of Columbia, defendants, send an order signed by a judge, even though you have probably run out of judges. Yours in truth and in Amor Patriae, Glendora, without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Book 1, 207, Glendora, return address. Hi folks, how you doing today? It's a wonderful day, folks. It's a wonderful day. Let's stop and count your blessings. This is the United States District Court, Eastern District of Wisconsin, the 7th Circuit. It's in Milwaukee. It's Glendora Plaintiff versus John M. Walker, Roseanne McKechnie, Gerard Whitby, Robert C. Heineman, Ralph Vega, Carol Alman, a bunch of bad judges in the 4th Circuit, Richmond, Virginia, another bunch of bad judges in the United States District Court, Jackson, Mississippi. It's against MCI, Bert C. Roberts. It's against a whole bunch of bad judges in the 5th Circuit in New Orleans. Henry T. Berger in the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct. A whole bunch of bad judges in Atlanta, Georgia. A whole bunch of bad judges in Atlanta, Georgia District Court. Bad judge in Baltimore named Nickerson. And bad judges in the United States Court of Appeals for the 1st Circuit in Boston. Kathy Catterson in San Francisco, Robert Gerber, Bankruptcy Court in New York, Tracy Hope Davis, U.S. Trustee, Peter Morgenstern, Breger, Mark Abrams, Massel, Chapman, Wilkie Farr, Adam Schiff, Kasowitz, Russell Belinsky, Chapin Capital, Robert Greenhill, Greenhill and Company. All these people are in default, by the way. This is Omnibus 20. Scott Bayless, Saybrook Capital, Thomas J. Dolan, a Supreme Court judge in Dutchess County, his brat law clerk, Gossett, McFarland, and Lux, anonymous deputy clerk, Omaha, Nebraska, Ginsburg, Henderson, and Garland in United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, Jonathan Feinberg, a hack lawyer for the Public Service Commission in Albany. And what started this all up was a letter by a hack Assistant Attorney General, State of New York, named Connell. Let me show you her signature. There it is. All right. So this is a memorandum. If the tape stops and if we don't get through this, it's not so serious, okay? Glendora Memorandum of Law to U.S. District Judge Clavert that Cornell's letter is improper and must be stricken, that the defendant she alleges to represent and all other defendants are in default and owe Glendora $183 million, together with the cost of this motion and all further relief, just and proper. In case the tape runs out, let me get this in, that this is the last of the legal papers that came in the mail and piled up, that stack on the desk, and piled up during the wonderful move that we made. I don't know, as this is really, well, everything that she says I attack, of course, because it's wrong, and I stand up for right. And she's not clear as to whom she represents, maybe the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct, Berger. She gives a whole list of Glendora cases and says that Glendora is litigious, which is brings her into lying and misrepresentation and into sanctions. So the tape did run out, and I was going to let it go at that, but this is kind of important in a way. Look at this. Look at that. We missed by 2 minutes. We were supposed to pray every 15 minutes. Not pray. You were just supposed to be glad and exult. What can we tell? There's lots of prayers in the drawer. Let's see. Are you jubilant about the moon, the full moon last night? Magnificent. Are you jubilant about we're coming into warm weather? It's kind of slow getting there. But how about this? Jesus calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice soundeth, saying, Christian, follow me. Okay. Don't forget now, at 8 o'clock, we have to be jubilant again. Let's see if I can get through this fast. She says there have been numerous federal courts across the United States. Well, there's numerous federal courts that Glendora sued in across the United States because there have been numerous defendants who have violated your rights. And you're not supposed to go out and punch these people in the nose. You're supposed to take them to court. That's supposed to be the civilized way to do things, right? So you take them to court. And she doesn't write an integrated paper. She's got footnotes all over the place. Why don't they teach lawyers, law students, how to write an integrated paper? Not footnotes, not here, there, and everything. Integrate the paper. But you can't do that unless you have integrity. They don't teach integrity in law schools. She has the caption all wrong. It is not Glendora versus Marshall, but it's Glendora versus Malone. John J. Malone, the former chairman, or rather CEO of TCI, which no longer exists. It is not Glendora versus Ken, it's Glendora versus Bruiser Ken. You remember good old Bruiser Ken? Well, he got what he was asking for. Connell is captioned captious. Glendora objects to Connell's insufficient list. It does not mention all of the great Glendora fights for rights. How many do you think there have been? 200? Anyway, how does this absolve any defendant for violating the federal statutory rights? The New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct, you have a right by the Constitution of the State of New York to be safe from bad judges. The Commission's job is to do that. Well, the Commission hasn't done such a great job, okay? They missed Barron, who's up in state prison. They missed Garson, or Gerson, whoever it is, down in Brooklyn, family court. They have not done a great job, the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct, in protecting you against bad judges. What was the biggest one of all they missed? The chief judge of the state of New York, who went to federal prison. Did the Commission on Judicial Conduct take care of that? No. 100 FBI people did. She says that this Assistant Attorney General for the state of New York says that the court in Milwaukee doesn't have jurisdiction over the New York State Commission on judicial conduct and its chairman, Henry Berger? Well, they do. She appeared, but her answer is in default. And so the next thing I'm going to do, she says on information and belief. What's that worth? The next thing I'm going to do is my motion for default judgment for all of these defendants. They had 20 days to answer the complaint. They had 20 days to answer the summons and to save the cost of serving a summons. It was their civic duty. They chose not to perform their civic duty. And just listen to this. She's writing a letter. You know, she doesn't know how to write a grown-up legal paper, right? So she writes a letter. You don't write letters. You write grown-up legal papers. You write motions. You write a memorandum. She says a copy of this letter is being simultaneously mailed to the plaintiff. Please do not hesitate to contact me should you have any questions. No way! That's ex parte. No, no, no way. And Glendora has due process rights. So it's another hack thing. But you know what's good about this? We got rid of Lombardo. You remember Richard Lombardo? That lying, thieving, cheating assistant attorney general, state of New York, from White Plains. We got rid of him. He's under Title 18, Criminal Code, U.S. Code, Section 1001. You know the one where if you lie and cheat and trickery and cover things up knowingly, willfully, you're going to go to jail. I think it's 5 years. And you're going to be fined $5,000, I think it is. Could. And also, I asked for sanctions against her pursuant to Rule 12. Rule 12, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. The golfer says, when I make a shot like that, I could go over to that pond and I could drown myself. And his partner says, not you. You couldn't hold your head down long enough. And what's the difference between a teacher and a train? A teacher says, don't chew, and a train says, chew, chew. And Harry used to watch golf on TV, but his doctor said that he needed exercise, so now he watches more exercise, so now he watches tennis on TV. And the golfer hacked one to the left, into a sand trap, into the pond, across the road, into the woods. He puts his golf bag down, he starts going for the ball, and his partner says, oh no, you're not going to go after that ball, are you? And the guy says, yeah, I have to, that's my lucky ball. And another golfer named Harry had a bad day in the golf course. He threw his golf bag into the pond. He threw his golf balls into the pond. He threw his golf clubs into the pond. He got up to the clubhouse. He slits his wrist. He's standing there bleeding to death. George comes in and says, hi, Harry. How about a game of golf tomorrow? And Harry says, what time? And Marilyn says, you know it's a good day when you go into the grocery store and you get a shopping cart and all of the wheels are going in the same direction. The United States Department of Labor reports that 21 million Americans are idle. Those are the ones who work for the courts. Rai Grandam said to the recent college graduate, what did you major in? And he said, public speaking, diction, elocution, advanced oratory. She said, really? He said, yeah. And you know why they call them grandchildren? It's grand to see them come, and it's grand to see them go. Take consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my hours and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. See ya. See ya. And what's in process here? Motion for default judgment on 35 defendants. Omnibus 20, Glendora versus John M. Walker, Chief Judge, Second Circuit, United States Court of Appeals. The copy machine performed brilliantly. It's 3 sheets, and the next step is to do the envelopes, collate and stuff, label, staple, and let's see if I can remember this hymn. I've had the worst time memorizing this hymn. It must be that I don't like it. But now that I examine it and scrutinize it, I do like it. We are thine, do thou befriend us. Be thy guardian on the way. Keep from sin. Keep us all from sin. Defend us. Seek us when we go astray. Blessed Jesus, hear thy children when they pray. Blessed Jesus, hear thy children when they pray. So here it is, folks. Oh, what did it cost? Oh, it's all so heavy and it cost so much. It cost $23.36. And it took 6 3/4 hours, and it's opus 1123. And what is it? Well, it's in the United States District Court, Eastern District of Wisconsin, the 7th Circuit, and it's Glendora Plaintiff versus John M. Walker, Roseanne McKechnie, Gerard Whidbey, Robert Heineman, Ralph Vega, and Carol Allman in the United States District Court, Evil District of New York, Brooklyn. A whole bunch of judges and law clerks, and in the United States Court of Appeals, Richmond, Virginia, 4th Circuit. Burt Roberts, the chairman of MCI WorldCom and MCI WorldCom. The clerk and the chief judge in Jackson, Mississippi. A bunch of clerks and judges in the 5th Circuit, New Orleans. Henry T. Berger and the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct, who do not protect you against bad judges, in Albany. A bunch of judges and clerks in Atlanta, Georgia, United States District Court, and also the United States Court of Appeals, the 11th Circuit in Atlanta. A judge in Baltimore, Nickerson. A bunch of judges and clerks in Boston, the 1st Circuit. The chief clerk in San Francisco, Kathy Catterson. A bankruptcy judge, Robert Gerber in New York. A U.S. trustee, Tracy Hope Davis. The bankruptcy lawyers for Adelphia, the cable company that went bankrupt, and I'm surprised Cablevision hasn't, with the kind of fiduciary management of Charles Dolan and his son and his hoods. Morgenstern at Bregar. Abrams Massell, Chapman, and Wilkie. Schiff and Benson and Kasowitz, greedy grabbers of everything they can that belongs to Adelphia Communications, and all of the rest are the same. Belinsky and Shannon Capital and Greenhill and Bayless and Saybrook, and on the last page of defendants, and Thomas J. Dolan, an acting Supreme Court Justice in the County of Dutchess, and his brat law clerk, and all of the malfunctioners in the United States District Court in Omaha, Nebraska, Gossett, McFarland, Lux, and the anonymous deputy clerk. In the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia is Ginsburg, Henderson, and Garland, and the lawyer for the Public Service Commission, Feinberg. Okay, those are the defendants. Now, what did they do wrong? They didn't answer the complaint. They didn't appear, and they didn't defend themselves. So, pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 55, Glendora is entitled to all of the relief in the wherefore of her well-pleaded complaint. That's the notice of motion. The return date on it is 2 weeks from today. And here's the affirmation in support. Telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that's the paper. And that should have been sent out before all of the moving started, but it didn't. But did we give up? Did we run away? Did we turn our backs on it? No, we didn't. What do you call a miniature guppy? What do you call a miniature guppy? A microfiche. This is Glendora, Chat with Glendora on 42 cable TV systems, including Albany, New York, Manhattan, and in fact the 5 boroughs of New York City, and the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Thanks for your entertainment. And keep up the good work.
Thanks for your entertainment. We'll enjoy it. And, yeah, keep up the good work.
We all... Well, that's the 6th trip that I've seen today. Folks, what do you call a miniature guppy? A microfiche. This is the United States Court of Appeals for the 9th Circuit. Do you know where that is? San Francisco. Glendora Plaintiff Appellant versus John A. Woodcock, a crooked judge in Bangor, Maine. Carolyn Deneen King, another one in New Orleans. District Court number is CV 0302962. Court of Appeals number is 435227. And the lower court was Washington State, Seattle. Glendora shows cause why this court should not scrub her appeal. Under penalty of perjury, Glendora asseverates she is telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. and always has, so help her God. Here's Glendora's record of money in and out for January 2004. Do you think there's any money left over to pay you $255? Here in New York, it costs $105 to appeal. Why in San Francisco is it $255? So here are the ins and outs for the first week of January, second week of January, third week in January. You see there's the date and there's what it is. Office supplies or whatever it is, technical equipment, gifts, donations, gasoline, postage. And here's the amount over here, and added up at the end of the week. And there's the fourth week, and here's personal. And at the end of the week, he takes them over and puts them into the columns for the month. Technical equipment, and you add those up. So this is what we're sending him. Office supplies was $30. Postage, that's terrible, $172. Telephone, $154. And so forth. I think you get the drift. Now you look at that, the money in and the money out. Is there any left over? No. There's nothing left over. So what's this come to, folks? Do you think that justice should be a luxury? Do you think justice should be a luxury? Do you think that justice should be a luxury? Do you think appeals should only be for rich people like you? Besides this, the Ninth Circuit hasn't been worth $2.55 so far as Glendora can see. And this is just an order, page 14. It is not signed by a judge. The Catterson enterprise can be sued for impersonating circuit judges. Americanism is loyalty to and adherence to the United States, its traditions, ideals, and interests. You get an E-, Ninth Circuit. Glendora could not even pay $105 appeal fee, and that's all it is here. How is it you inflated it to $255? Justice is not supposed to be a luxury. Conclusion: this court must grant Glendora Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1915 in former pauper status to file her appeal. Good Friday, 2004, April 9th. Yours in truth and in amor patria. Gee, I should have told him that we get the same kind of justice in these courts that Christ got in the Pontius Pilate court. I would be interested in TV exposure. The editing is done. I forgot to show it to you before I put it away, but we were able to do it. We were able to do it. You did great work, VCRs. You did great work, 8mm camera and monitor. You all did great work. But guess what, folks? There were 12 half-hour programs. 12. And 40 dubs. And it took 11 hours. From quarter to 6 a.m. to quarter to 5 p.m. And I gotta have a good talk with this camera. It's on the wrong speed. I didn't know that you had speeds on this camera. And look, it's not focusing. Rejoice! Rejoice, ye pure in heart, give. This is from the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. This is the case Glendora versus Jackie Sellers, DCTV, who had no right not to cablecast a chat with Glendora. And it went through the alimentary canal of the District of Columbia, United States District Court, and then up through the alimentary canal of the United States Court of Appeals. They did nothing except betray and America. And one of the things they say here is this is a mandate. You know, I mean, this is the order. I've already excoriated them for the order and gone through it in detail, and I read that to you 2-3 weeks ago. Now this is the mandate. It says the Communications Act, and therefore appellant has failed to establish a viable claim under the Cable Television Policy Act, Title 47 U.S. Code, Section 531. Do you see that? Well, there is no such law. Okay? Try 47 U.S. Code, Section 521. That's SEC. Mandate has to be done over. Glendora, April 10th, 2004, Holy Saturday. You already have in your file what is abandoned, renegade, dissolute, and profligate about what you did. At least they initial it. They don't sign it, but they initial it. And this is my, I'm sending just out one copy to this, other than to Congress. I'm just sending one copy to the Chief Judge, Ginsburg, United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. But over here on the second page, Glendora gives you a mandate. Get her address right. You know, they've been told this at least 10 times, and they've been sent this correction by the United States Post Office, and they still go on with the stupids. Who's the mailing list on this other than Ginsburg? Zabby, Richardson, McDermott, you, the Glendora TV audience, you're the most important one on the list. Orrin Hatch, Senate Judiciary, House Judiciary, Meekum, the so-called administrator of U.S. courts, big laugh. George W. Bush, and who to sue? It's Opus 1125. It took 1 hour and it cost $3 to print and post. So be it. So what's joyous about it? You see that? The in-mail, the legal papers and details. You see that? It's done. That's for the in-mail of Monday, April the 5th. What do you call fake spaghetti? What do you call fake spaghetti? The Great Imposter.
exalted him to the highest place.
she's like, and then she went, whoop. And then Megan was like, oops. She went, ew.
That's little Connie. Here.
Here, control that.
Yeah. You gotta hold it. You can look through here or you can look there. I can shut this.
Okay.
You look through there. What you want?
I want that one.
Okay.
Let's see better.
Here, you got a picture?
Yep.
Happy Easter! Happy Easter! Rejoice!
Yeah,
Good memory.
here you go.
Oh wait, did we turn it on though?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Out of the sunshine and to work. But we're doing good things. What is it? Well, it's Easter, 2004, Anno Domini. Glendora, appellant, plaintiff appellant, remand Victor, Charles F. Dolan and Cablevision Systems Corporation's defendants appellees reversed. Glendora notice of appeal of Peter Lane, decision and order of 3/31/04. Small claims 2002 146. Please take notice that Glendora appeals to the appellate term Supreme Court, 9th and 10th Judicial District, State of New York. The decision and order of Peter Lane, Judge of the City Court of Rye. The date of said decision and order is March the 31st, 2004. Dated April 11th, 2004, State of New York, yours in truth, and in Amor Patriae, Glendora. A chat with Glendora on 42 TV stations, including Albany, Washington, D.C., all of Westchester, all of Long Island, Brooklyn, and Rye. Box 142, Get New York, 12075, and what's the telephone number? Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Book 1, 207, Glendora. And money order enclosed. It's $30 now, folks. Under penalty of perjury, Glendora asseverates she served the within notice of appeal, dated Easter 2004, upon Charles F. Dolan, Cablevision Systems Corporation in care of James L. Dolan, Robert M. Callagay, at Satterley et al., 230 Park Avenue, New York, 10169, Rye City Court, George McDermott, Center for Judicial Accountability, Incorporated, Harry Richardson, Zabby. Service was by U.S. First Class Mail on April 12, 2004, Monday. Dated April 12, 2004, State of New York, yours in truth, and in Amor Patriae, Glendora TV audience by coaxial cable. Opus 11262 hours 4.
Saturday, 29 a.m.
Now there was a fellow in Long Island, Hauppauge Cablevision, and he was a faithful viewer of A Chat with Glendora at 10:30 p.m. every Friday night on Hauppauge Cablevision. And Dolan and Budil and Garger, the Hoods, took Chat with Glendora off at 10:30 p.m. and put it on at 3:30 p.m. Friday afternoon, and never told anybody. Also, one week they didn't even cablecast it at 10:30 p.m. or at 3:30 p.m. These people have broken the law. The law is first come, first served. A Chat with Glendora has been on cable television in Hauppauge since 1995. The law is first come, first served. They took Glendora's spot and gave it to a second come, so they're in deep water. And then they're going to be sued for something like $180 million. Then I called up Jeff to thank him and to continue this conversation, and he told me quite a few interesting things. Folks, this is my former little neighbor, Courtney Cronenwitz. And when I came to see the kiddies on Easter, Courtney stayed in her house for a long time, and then I see what she was doing. She was making me an Easter card. Now isn't that nice? And then she asked me to smell the colors, because the colors do smell. They smell pretty. Banana, melon, and then something else. Forgotten what the third one was. And here's a little thing that she wrote. Thank you for the cup. Cheryl at the church, at the Methodist church, sent 3 cups home to the Satellite Sunday School. One for Courtney, one for Devin, and one for Megan. Thank you for the cup. I picked the angel one. I love it. Thanks so much. I miss you a lot. And so does Devin. We love you. Love Devin and Courtney. Isn't that a nice Easter card? And now, we got a call, second call we've got from a Cablevision subscriber in Hauppauge. Very upset that Glendora's time has been robbed. This is Jeff in Smithtown, and he protests Dolan robbing Glendora of her 10:30 p.m. Friday time slot and dropping it to Friday at 3:30 p.m. And Dolan will be sued for this, folks, and he'll be sued for $83 million. That's $830,000,000.00. Okay, here is Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome, Glendora.
That's his wife.
Hi, Jeff. How are you? Okay, how are you? Oh, very good. I enjoyed your message. Well, I like your little joke there. Yeah, it's, I tried to find you the last couple Fridays, and all of a sudden you weren't on, and they had some very poor quality program that featured, I don't know if it was Asian music or whatever it was. They certainly weren't speaking English. Oh. And it seemed to drag on for an hour. Yeah, well, Dolan has to be sued for that. I think that you should call Brookhaven. Actually, it would be Hauppauge Cablevision. Yeah, well, they're the same, Brookhaven and Hauppauge. That's the first week you weren't on. No, the second. Yeah. You wouldn't believe the customer service people. First of all, it was almost like they were tipped off, you know what I mean? Like, here's what to say, and you get any calls. I don't know, Oh, really? Yeah, can you recall anything they said, Jeff? That's just, I don't know if that's just a conspiracy theory of me or what. They said it was a computer glitch. Oh, for Pete's sake. That was the first night. Now, this might have been as far back as a month ago. Because you were off, and then you were on one week, you were back.
entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was, it was the show where you were showing me your studio, boxes of tapes that you got from certain people,
Yeah.
and you were talking about the lawsuit, of course, and then you went around the room at the end and filmed all your cats. And then it skipped a week, and then the show came on, which was the last one that I recall seeing, where it looked like you were sitting perhaps at a kitchen table and you were discussing the lawsuit, and you were going back and forth with the lawyers for Cablevision and the judge.
Okay.
It was like a conference call.
Okay, Jeff. Okay, that's excellent.
But,
I am so
yeah, so that was the last one I think that was on, and then, like I say, the last 2 weeks, nothing.
nothing.
And they said a computer glitch.
Oh, sure.
Meanwhile, there's a story in the paper about he had to sell a bunch of his estate stock to raise a couple of $1 million.
Oh, really?
As I said, that's the kid's inheritance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what did he need the $2 million for?
I don't know. I guess I also saw a blurb that, he started that satellite thing not too long ago, and now he apparently is not doing well because he's going to sell it off.
He's going to sell it.
Yeah, so said the blurb, and this was from Newsday, which really isn't the greatest paper around,
Now,
The locals, it's the only one we have here on Long Island,
yeah, oh, yes, monopoly. Jeff, isn't that a terrible thing to have a monopoly on the news?
Oh man, really, it's funny. My wife said, you know why you sell off the satellite why it's not doing well. The whole reason people switch to satellite is to get rid of them. You know what I mean? So they're not going to take your satellite service.
Jeff, what's going through my mind? Did you see anything in the newspaper about Charles F. Doan stepping down as the chairman of Cablevision in the
Well, that I didn't see. Not at all.
at the annual meeting? Do you have internet?
Do I have what's that?
Internet. Do you have
I
internet?
do.
I wonder if you would look up on internet and see if you see something that I saw, that when the spin-off is complete, that he would step down as chairman. And what spin-off are they referring to?
But they hit it at the very end of the article, and I just,
No, this is some time ago. This is at least back to October of last year.
yeah.
Jeff, let me give you my address. If you see anything in Newsday, send it to me.
Yeah, sure. Hang on just a second, and let me find something to write with, which is sometimes can be a challenge here in the kitchen. Okay, go ahead.
Box
Right?
124.
Okay.
Ghent. G-H-E-N-T.
G-H-E-N-T.
New York.
Okay.
12075.
All right.
And you might as well put my telephone number next to it, 914
Right.
949 9495.
Okie doke. Yeah, I got it. It's usually up on the screen during your show.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear from you. How do you spell your last name?
Fisher.
Oh, Fisher.
Actually, I could have been smart and said Yourlastname, but I figured no.
Now, what is your address?
My address is 1616 Birchbrook Drive.
One word?
Yeah, it's Birchbrook.
Okay, and that's where?
And that's in Smithtown.
Oh, good. That's a hot plug system.
Right.
And that's 117?
87.
11787. That's good. And let me put your number next to it again. What is it? 631?
360.
Mm-hmm.
3413.
Now, Jeff, I think what you should do is to call Cablevision.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Call up and find out what.
Yes, and I I'm trying to find you that number.
I had last time.
Well, this is a special number right into public access. You don't want to get their darn recorder
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah,
This is right into their recorder. And her name is Peggy Anderson.
Peggy Anderson, is she customer service person?
Oh, no, she's public access.
Oh, public access.
And you can always, of course, call up the switchboard and get it. But I would like to have it given to you. And just like locating a pencil, I cannot locate that number at the moment. But I can leave it on your recorder when I find it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Now, I want to tell you a few things about that. She took my time slot and gave it to a second come, a new person.
Yeah.
Now, the law is very, very clear, federal, state, and municipal, that public access shall be administered on a first-come, first-served basis. I have been first-come there since 1995, and I don't care what she says. The law does not say first-come, first-served every 6 months.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm in love with a darling named Glendora. She works in the window of a big department store. Eyes of blue, hair like gold, very young, but she never get old. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. Oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you.
Okay, go ahead.
Box
Right.
124,
Okay.
Ghent, G-H-E-N-T,
G-H-E-N-T.
New York,
Okay.
12075.
All right.
And you might as well put my telephone number next to it, 914
Right.
949 9495.
Okie doke. Yeah, I got it. It's usually up on the screen during your show.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear from you. How do you spell your last name?
Fisher.
Oh, Fisher.
Actually, I could have been smart and said Yourlastname, but I figured no.
Now, what is your address?
My address is 1616 Birchbrook Drive.
One word?
Yeah, it's Birchbrook.
Okay, and that's where?
And that's in Smithtown.
Oh, good. That's a hot dog system.
Right.
And that's 117?
87.
11787. That's good. And let me put your number next to it again. What is it? 631.
360.
Mm-hmm.
3413.
Now, Jeff, I think what you should do is to call Cablevision.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Call up and find out what.
Yes, and I'm trying to find you that number.
I had last time.
Well, this is a special number right into public access. You don't want to get their darn recorder
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah,
This is right into their recorder. And her name is Peggy Anderson.
Peggy Anderson, is she customer service person?
Oh, no, she's public access.
Oh, public access.
And you can always, of course, call up the switchboard and get it. But I would like to have it given to you. And just like locating a pencil, I cannot locate that number at the moment. But I can leave it on your recorder when I find it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Now, I want to tell you a few things about that. She took my time slot and gave it to a second come, a new person.
Yeah.
Now, the law is very, very clear, federal, state, and municipal, that public access shall be administered on a first-come, first-served basis. I have been first-come there since 1995, and I don't care what she says. The law does not say first-come, first-served every 6 months.
Oh, yeah, right.
It says first-come, first-served, period. Okay, now she is going to be sued, and Charles Dolan is going to be sued, and Cablevision is going to be sued, and all of his hoods who work for him in programming, they're all going to be sued for violating federal, state, and municipal law.
Good for you.
So when you talk to her, I would not say that anything about the quality of the new program, because nobody can exercise editorial control. No matter how bad the show is, I wouldn't say anything about it. The issue is that Glendora is first come, first served. The law does not say second come, first served.
Yeah, yeah.
So just pound that in. The main thing is that you, as a viewer, are disappointed not to get the program.
Sure. Now, did they move you to a different spot?
Yes, Friday at 3:30. Now, isn't that a horrible spot?
Friday
At 3:30 in the afternoon.
Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, you would close suggest.
That's funny. I said 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you
You're
would close.
on when they thought, you know.
Yeah, so that's a terrible time slot. And she never should have done it, because I've been first come, first served there since 1995. Now, my signer in, he's in Brookhaven, he's disappointed too. His name is Andrew Poland, and he's an oculist.
Okay.
Out on Route 4, what is it, 4 something? Stony Brook, in Stony Brook.
Okay. Oh, that's not that far from here.
Yeah,
That would have to be,
and Route 4,
347?
no, it's 4 something. It's not,
454?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it's a big route. And he's also a teacher at SUNY Stony Brook.
Okay.
SUNY, what's it called? SUNY,
Yeah, that's it. Stony Brook here, right?
yeah, he teaches optics there. He's disappointed. His name is Andrew Poland. And I think I ought to give you his number too, if I can ever find that someday. So I think this is good that you people do it. Now I got you're the second call I got on that. I got a very, very strong.
Glad to hear you got calls on it.
Yeah, I got a very, very strong call from somebody in the hot pot system.
Very good.
Yeah, the first night they did this, which would be let's see, this Friday was April the 2nd. No,
Yeah.
April the 9th. April the 9th you called me. April the 2nd they called me.
Yeah, I know when my wife called Cablevision that day, they had her on hold for a while. We almost suspected, well, they having a powwow trying to figure out what to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then finally they thought of, computer glitch, that sounds good. And that's what they came back.
Now I would like to have you
Pretty much,
register.
I was like, yeah. I used to work in radio years ago. I mean, the computer, well, it was before they had computers in broadcasting. When you change the machine, you press the button, you know what I mean?
Also, I think you should call Charles Dolan's office.
Yeah, one show you had the number and you were, I thought that was funny.
What's that?
There was one show where you had that number and you were giving it out and you called,
Oh, yeah.
and you still got some girl on the phone and I thought that was kind of funny though.
That was James Dolan. Okay, I'm going to give you his office number, not that he's ever there. 1-516-803-1001.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they weren't too smart when they gave out the numbers.
Yeah, right.
And James Dolan is 1002.
Okay, yeah.
And I would go for 1003. I don't know who it is, but call him up and say that you are very upset that a chat with Glendora wasn't on at 10:30, that you've been watching it for years, and you're very disappointed.
There's no, there's one brother who acts as news director for the,
Yeah, that's Patrick.
operation.
That's Patrick. He's
Yeah.
he's
The
a
young one, you never, like the only time you ever see him is like, you know, when Flight 800 went down or around September 11th, you know, that's usually shows his face. And, you know, he acts like he's the big news director, but, you know, he probably wouldn't know a news story if it bit him on his butt, you know.
So you got 1001.
And 1002.
And go for William Bell, who is the vice chairman and does nothing, is 1004.
Okay.
I think this is good.
Yeah, only though you give old man a call and shake him up a bit, you know.
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
Because they're wrong. You have a right, you are a subscriber, and you have a right to see the program of your choice at the time it's always been. And so just lay into them.
Yeah.
Lay into them.
Sure.
Lean on them hard.
Yep.
Okay, what else went through my mind to tell you? You know what would be good? It's too late now, though. You would be a good one to buy 1 share of Cablevision stock.
Oh, right. So you have, you can vote things down or go to the meetings.
Go to the annual meeting, and you would be good to stand up and say and stay up there.
For years I worked for, well, it started out as manufacturers Hanover, and then it became chemical, and then it emerged into Chase Manhattan. But I worked there, so I got stock, and I always used to do that. They would come around with the year-end thing, and whatever they said to vote, I would vote against.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shake them up a bit, you know what I mean?
Yes, but
no, you know.
But I don't think you can. You could call investors relations, but I think that you would have to be a shareholder of record, and I think that would be in January. But call them and find out. Anyway, how much is Cablevision stock right now? It's way down. I bought it at 70.
I'm not even sure what it is.
$15 the last I heard. It went as low as 4. But you would be a good one. And so while you're telephoning, if you want,
McDonald's is even more than that, you know what I mean?
you would be a good one while you're telephoning calls. And the main number is what?
Call the regular.
Don't call the subscriber number because it's all recordings. But the main number I think is 1-516-803-2300. Does that sound right?
Switchboard? Yeah, it might be.
And on the switchboard, ask for investor relations and see if you can have some fun with them.
Well, anyway, gee, thanks for calling back.
Okay.
And
thank you for calling. This is
I
good.
gotta get back to my breakfast here because I'm getting ready to head out to work. So.
Oh, okay. The joke of the day.
Okay.
The son-in-law wants to know how come the boy who was not good enough for the daughter is the father of the smartest grandson in the world. Right?
Alright.
Right. And one more. The Japanese man went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor says, "You have cataracts?" He says, "I do not. I have a wrinkle."
My mother used to say, what time did the Chinaman go to the dentist?
I give up.
2:30.
That's good, too.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know about 3:30 Friday.
Yeah.
You can
But we'll have it on. We'll see what happens. My wife will have to tape it for me so I can...
Oh, that's good. That'd be lovely. What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Kate.
Kate. K-A-T-E?
That's right.
Okay, give my love to Kate.
We'll do that.
All right.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Chat with Glendora, and this is Glendora, and it's on 42 TV stations across the country. We're at the Columbiaville Post Office. We're going to buy a money order for $5, and we're filing a notice of appeal of the erratic and abashed and abased and disintegrated decision of George C. Dixon last night on Glendora's case against Nasty Natalia, Brat Sister Lydia, Maria Mother, Father, Brother Carlos, and Preferred Country Properties. So here we go. And how are you today? gotta find a joke for you. Let me think a minute. Yeah. The son-in-law wants to know, how come the boy who wasn't good enough for the daughter is the grandfather of the smartest grandkid in the world, is the father of the smartest grandkid in the world? Now I'm going way, way down to Millbrook, to the Department of Motor Vehicles, hoping to see Sandy. I can see. I can see to drive, I can see to read, I can see to do my work. And I don't want glasses. The Department of Motor Vehicles making me take a test, and all these tests are funny. They're all like rigged, or distorted, or out of focus, or whatever. But I don't need these tests. I don't need glasses. I don't want glasses. There's a lot going on that I have to report to you, going on this very moment in our nation's capital. The United States Superior Court. Elena Sassauer is on trial, and she's charged with obstructing Congress. Number one, last May, not last May, at least a year ago May, she went to Washington, D.C. all at her own expense and spent all that time as a brave American to speak before the committee appointing a man, a federal judge. And she knows the man to be crooked, and she knows the man for years to be a renegade, or to be renegade. And her mother knows it, and her father knows it. So like a brave girl, a brave American, she went down to Washington, D.C., went to that congressional hearing, and they wouldn't give her a chance to speak. And before she knew it, they were closing the hearing, crooked things that they do. And she said, I would like to, and they arrested her. And they put her in jail, and she had to pay bail. And now, a year and a half or so later, or 2 years almost, they're trying her. And George McDermott reports the obnoxiousness of the U.S. attorneys, and their lying, and their cheating, and the prosecution. And he talked about something new that we've never heard of, folks, the squelcher. When Elena wants to say something, they turn on the squelcher, and the jury can't hear it. And George says the judge interrupts Elena, and that he scrubbed about 99% of her evidence. And this is in the United States Capitol, the capital of the United States of America. Now, who is obstructing Congress?
I'm in love with a darling named Glendora.
Well, even with all the moving and the eye test, which took about 20 hours, and the inspection, and the insurance, which took $200, we still had to stay on the schedule. Every Sunday wrapping tapes. They're almost done. Just those 6 have to be wrapped. So, keep the faith. Achieve, accomplish, compass, complete. Goodbye to the church. Goodbye, Chatham United Methodist Church. These geraniums did so well in the window of the Sunday school room. They loved it. Charlie Brown's not doing so well. What's the matter, Charlie Brown? I tell you what. How about you want a new pot? I give you a new pot, Charlie Brown? One of the most amazing things this time of year, folks, is how quickly the grass will turn green. This is the new hours and dollars sheet for each week. A short list of the jobs that were done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the hours and dollars. This is the old list, which isn't very clear. And then the carryover. And then the details. And the legal papers. So we gave them more room over here. Expanded it to 2 sheets instead of 1. The legal papers this week so far, without opening the in-mail, are Omnibus 21, Nasty Natalia, the New Dolan lawsuit, and DC TV. And here is the in-mail that hasn't been started yet. This is my friend Thomas DeLuca, and he always gives you an interesting conversation. He's recycled my copy cartridges for years.
Your cartridges.
Very good.
And Thomas, thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
And
Started at the top.
Very good.
circuit fiction. And he said, my Jesus was circuit fiction.
You're most welcome.
And thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
I received 4
Saturday, I
copy
sent you 4
cartridges.
empties.
Okay. That's what I need. I'm glad you called me because I was going to take a trip out to the fellow who makes these for me, and I have to bring them empty, so I'll wait until I receive that delivery.
Yeah, that's good. And you don't have to spend all that money, Thomas, when you send me postage. You don't have to insure it and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have to.
I get feelings that maybe I should.
No, it's just $7. It's a little under $7.
Yeah, but I sent it on a 2-day shipment.
You don't have to.
Because I remember there's been times in the past that you've had to run to the store and buy cartridges. So I figured in another couple of hours, and you got it on Saturday.
Well, thank you very much for your wealth and your and your aristocratic mailing. No, I got it fine, thank you.
You deserve good treatment, don't you?
Oh, yes. Yes.
There you go. I'm glad we agree.
And so do you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay. I should send you a hymn, right?
Well, if that's true,
for him. Take all my guilt away. Oh, let me from this baby wholly thine.
Very good.
Yes, it is beautiful.
Very good.
It is beautiful, Tommy.
Yes, it is.
Now, what else? A joke? Yeah.
Well, hey, that's what I love most of all. You know that.
Did I tell you about the reporter who interviewed the famous author?
You know.
And he asked him, what is your greatest work of fiction? And he said, my income tax form.
I like that.
Okay, Tommy.
All right, Glendora.
And I'm going to start paying you for them. I'll send you $100 today.
Okie doke.
And that'll be $250 left.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you took good care of us and we appreciate it.
Well, I endeavor to take care of you.
You what?
I endeavor.
Oh, endeavor, that's nice.
Yes.
Endeavor is to,
Sounds good. I'm like,
no, it has a wonderful definition. I'm trying to think what it is.
to do things in earnest.
Well, I can tell you what to aim is. Aim is to concentrate on the accomplishment of an endeavor. Isn't that nice?
Oh, is that what aim is?
Yeah, aim is to concentrate one's endeavor to a success. To concentrate one's endeavors to a success.
Okay.
Isn't that nice?
That's nice.
And to accomplish is to bring to a successful conclusion as a result of exertion. Isn't that a beautiful definition?
I like that.
Yeah, a lot of these words, we all know what they mean. But when you study the definitions, it gives you a new impetus.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. This way you don't use them incorrectly. A lot of people will use terms, throw them out, and not really understand the true meaning of it. It's like the word fiduciary. Everybody thinks it means financial. It does not. It has a very broad and all-encompassing meaning. The fiduciary means that you are responsible, like I'm on a board of directors, so I serve in a fiduciary role, and the people who put me in office trust me to act in their best interest on all issues relating to the corporation. So it's not just money, although money is probably the most important thing.
That's very good, Thomas. I recorded that and I'm going to put it on TV.
Okay.
I like it, Thomas DeLuca.
I like it too.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, huh?
Take care, Glendora.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Look at the spring. Isn't it beautiful? These are blueberries over here that are budding. Oh, as I told you before, I am a defective videographer. I miss the most beautiful shots. And yesterday, when I came to see the kids and the cats, little Megan was sitting down on a step, and she saw the car and she saw me and she ran with her arms open. Isn't that sweet? And my little Connie cat, she was right at my toes all the time, and Christina sat right beside me, and little Charlotte, these are the two calicos, and she stayed right with me. And Chase, when you pet Chase, he meows and meows and meows. And then the four littlest kitties that we had spayed, that would be Princess and Precious and Clancy and who was it? Cleopatra or Clementine? They're all just as cute as can be. I didn't get to see Penny. Penny is upstairs, and she comes downstairs, but she won't go out. She's afraid of the dogs. And Sheba stays upstairs, but Linda says she's good. And Leo is such a cute dog. Oh, he's so cute. And Bowser. And I fed them all, and they were all very happy over that. And the dogs and the cats all eat together. Take a good look at this. You won't be able to see any of this in a little while. And let's see. What other cats are there? Nobody's seen Cross the Road Kitty. So Megan took up a bowl of food up near the old place, hoping that Cross the Road Kitty would come back. He's such a nice cat. Oh, I love that cat. Cross the Road Kitty. So that's a pretty long report when you cover all these cats and dogs. And we rejoice with spring. Well, Omnibus 21, we did 2 hours work on that today, Sundays and Mondays. We do an hour each day. And it is done up as far as it can go. Now it's waiting for Natalia. So Natalia has to be written and then printed. And when that's all inserted into the court's copy, and Glendora's copy, and her friend's copy, she has 7 friends that she sends these lawsuits to, then the wherefore can be printed, and the service can be printed, and then it can be collated and stapled and served. That's Omnibus 21. Big lawsuit. This is the new Dolan lawsuit. Glendora versus Charles Dolan, Cablevision Systems Corporation, James Dolan, Mac Udil, Thomas Gardner, Miles Rich, Cecilia over in Pigskill, Christine Savarino and Harrison, who misrepresented things at trial, Robert Callaghy, a lawyer for hire, and his law firm, Sadley Stevens, Burke & Burke, the 2 defectors, Langelotti and Deborah Eacock. The way you like to ride through the country? This is a very pretty country road. There's a couple of them around here. I'll take you to the other 2 sometime. What'd you do today? Call me up and tell me what you did today. I'm always very interested in what people do with their lives. They're always such good days. I had to get up and do the chores. Go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, get dressed, make the bed, tidy up the house, bring the log up to date, enter the expenses, exercise the body. I can't stand up with the right knee without using hands. I used to be able to, but the left knee's okay. That's because gas gets under the knee. Gets out of the alimentary canal and it gets into the knee. Can you imagine bringing home a load of cars like that? He has 8 cars. He brought them home. Now, let's see. And then the end of the week, add up all the money that was spent, and then go put into the columns how much was spent for postage, how much was spent for gasoline, how much was spent for groceries, how much was spent for microcassettes and so forth. And then the devotions, read the Bible, read our daily bread, and sing a hymn, and say a prayer, and try to remember it, write it down. And then Omnibus 21, a great big lawsuit suing many judges and many clerks who are cheating you of America. An hour for Sunday and an hour for Monday. And now Omnibus 21 is right up to Natalia, the nasty landlord, and bully George Dixon, the village justice, who violates America seriously. And now nothing more can be done on Omnibus 21 until Natalia is done. Natalia written and printed. And then it can go out. The New Dolan lawsuit, it is written. God bless that little animal. It is printed. It is collated, it is labeled, and it's going to cost $120 to have the constable in the town of Harrison serve it. $31 to serve Deborah Eacock in Peekskill, or is that 46? And $31 to serve Angeletti, and $31 to serve all the people at 47 Purdy Street. So that's $120, and also $20 to file it. It's a simple lawsuit suing all those poor animals. We got to make people perfect and stop people from murdering and slaughtering animals. There's no need of that. Wake up! Here's the Dutch Reformed Church. Stop the injustice in the courts. And so that's the day so far. Plus the praying, plus rejoicing every quarter of an hour. It's 5:28, time to rejoice at 5:30. We're going to rejoice at this weather that we've wanted so long, and it is here. He just picked somebody up. See the red lights? It's a state trooper. Hello, Mr. Teddy Red Sweater. 84 years old. Hitchcock chair, cypress desk, red, white, and blue table. Do you want any of these things, folks? I think we could part with some of them. These are all boxes of tapes, and we have to come over and put them into the nice boxes like that. Those are all empties. Here's a little red, white, and blue chest. A box of reams. We'll take care of that soon. Here's the rocking chair that I got Frankie. He never really sat in it, so it's empty. Desk. This is desk 1. And Glendora on WRGB, General Electric Station, Schenectady. And Franklin talking to Bob Hope. And Glendora on WRGB, Schenectady. Let's get the light off of that. Cocoa Marsh. These are various articles. These are stacked nicely. And I've recolumned, restacked up to 9, but 9-4 is missing. 3, so we got to put a 9-4 in there. And that'll be just right. I think 10 is done. And I think 11 is done. Except it could use some help with 11-6. And I guess give it a new box. So. And these are all restacked. 1, column 2, column 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. A little more work on that side. So we're printing the end of Glendora versus Charles F. Dolan and Cablevision and James L. Dolan and so forth in the Town Court of Justice, Harrison, New York. I will have to read it to you. This is the last sheet being printed, where we paid the constable to serve it. And this is, even though the constable is going to serve it, I want the defendants to have a copy right away, so I'm sending it out by mail. And it's all these defendants, 13, 14, or 15 of them. You see, folks, in my old place, I couldn't videotape outdoors because of Route 66. It's so noisy. And in my old place before that, I couldn't videotape outdoors on account of Route 82. But now, this is a little tiny back road, and we don't have great big trucks. Let me tell you some jokes first. How come the son-in-law wanted to know the boy who was not good enough for the daughter is the father of the smartest grandson in the world? Bob says he has a disease so rare that they haven't even had a telethon for it yet. Ed says that he's in such poor shape that the health club he belongs to, they make him use the back door. And the senior citizen says, if I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Marilyn says she doesn't eat health foods because she needs all of the preservatives she can get. And Philip said that he took his kids to the fights, and his friend says, well, did they enjoy it? And Philip says, oh yeah, they'd never been to a hockey game before. Marilyn says, our dining room table goes back to Louis XIV. And Carolyn says, our dining room table goes back to pennies on the 15th. The Japanese man went to see the eye doctor, And the eye doctor says, you have cataracts. And the Japanese man says, no, I have a rinkin. What do you call a miniature guppy? A microfiche. Adam was talking to God, and he says, God, why did you make Eve? God says, well, I thought you were lonesome. And he says, well, God, why did you make her so beautiful? And God says, so you would like her. And Adam says, well, God, why did you make her so dumb? And God said, so she would like you. At last, warm weather. Now, see this pretty bough folder that goes with the daffodils and goes with the forsythia yellow? Okay. We have 5 minutes before we rejoice. Remember, we rejoice every quarter hour. Okay, here's what it is. St. Patrick's Day it was started. Isn't that amazing? And here it is, Patriots Day. Town Justice Court, Town of Harrison, County of Westchester, State of New York, United States of America. Verified complaint, jury trial demanded, Glendora plaintiff versus Charles F. Dolan, Cablevision Systems Corporation, James L. Dolan, Mac Budill, Thomas Gardner, Charles A. Forma, the court jester for Cablevision, Christine Savarino, the woman who did such awful things on the witness stand in the Rye City Court, Cecilia Mastroelli over in Peekskill, Peggy Anderson over in Hauppauge, Robert M. Callaghy, the Cablevision Liar for Hire, and Satterley, Stevens, Burke & Burke, the law firm, Patricia Langelotti, who signed for Glendora's paper, and then double-cross Glendora, and the same for Langelotti, by the way, is in Harrison, and Deborah Eacock is in Garrison. Isn't that funny?
Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will wait for him. Please be seated. 2, we read, if you really keep the royal law found in Scripture, love your neighbor as yourself, you are doing right. Let us demonstrate that by giving our tithes and offerings. Your sister, Miss Mary,
Yes.
how was she this morning? Okay, hers, huh? Okay. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Thank you. Glendora.
I think we should say prayers for George Dixon, the village of Chatham, and for the Natalia Enterprise.
Okay. All right. And the Bible does tell us to pray for those in authority, whether they're civil or religious authority. We are to pray for those who are in authority over us. We are to do that. It's right in the book of Romans. So, good things. All right. Anyone else? Let's pray. This day, oh God, is a great day. It's a great day because this is the day that you have made, and we are to rejoice and to be glad in it. And we are so grateful, Lord, to feel once again the warmth of spring that is in the air, and the opportunity once again where we can get out and enjoy what you created, spend time with our families, spend time as soon will be upon us to go on vacations and the like. But just, Lord, just not having to be trapped so much in the house. And we're grateful for that, Lord. We're grateful for, most importantly, that all these things that you provide for us here on earth are given to us as gifts by your mercy. And most importantly, Lord, we cannot forget the season that we are still celebrating, the Easter season, Jesus rising from the dead. And Lord, may we never act as if he were dead, but that he is alive and he is alive in us. Lord, we want to remember the family and friends of Richard this morning, and we would ask that they might understand that even as loved ones pass from our midst, and as difficult it is for us to let go, we are always comforted by the fact that when our loved ones die in you, that there is an eternal hope in the heavens beyond, a place where we've never seen before, but we know exists because, Lord, you've told us about it. A place where there is no more mourning, no more crying, and no more pain. And on the human level, Lord, it's just impossible for us to comprehend. But Lord, you are the God that can do all things. And never once, Lord, in your word have you lied to us. You always tell us the truth because your word is truth. And so, Lord, it is by faith that we accept these and other matters that are in the Scriptures, because we know, Lord, because of Christ, we no longer stand condemned, but that we pass from this life into life eternal by the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. Lord, we would pray for a lady this morning named Marcia with medical needs. We do not know what these are, but you know what they are, Lord. And we would just pray that she would keep her heart in wonderful tune with you. We thank you that she knows you, Lord, and she looks to you to lead her life. And even in this matter, Lord, help her keep her eyes focused upon you, the pioneer and perfecter of her faith and ours. We pray also for Diane and Roxanne with their respective cancers, Lord. Lord, we all know that the normal order is that we pass away before our children do. But Lord, we would just pray for both Diane and Roxanne, that they would not give up hope, and that you'd be with the doctors and nurses as they treat them, that they might know and keep their eyes focused upon you, and that, Lord, that they know you in their hearts by faith, and never lose sight of the Lord Jesus Christ and his healing power. We ask you to heal Dick with bronchitis, challenges that she faces. And also, Lord, you told us to pray for those in authority over us, like George Dixon, and others in our local government, and those in our state government and federal government. And Lord, we would pray for those who, in particular, who do not know you, that, Lord, there might be someone who would come and witness to them of your saving love. So that, like Charles Colson and others who have been in government before, they might come to know you and understand who you are. Whatever is needed, Lord, for them to be able to have eyes to see and ears to hear, that they might listen carefully to you. We pray also for your... Who is a joy day to like to start our time this morning?